an evil villain, a strong hero, and a village that waits for the hero to win, and even more so for the villain's downfall. But what they don't see are the strings pulling on the fingers of the villain and therefore controlling her actions. Also, the people behind the curtain making sure that the villagers only see what they allow them to. I'm going to explain what I'm trying to say, but before that, I want to give a disclaimer. If you can only hear bad things about Minasu, or if you can only hear good things about Minasu, you should not watch this video. Also, if you're not mature enough to understand that somebody can have an opinion different than yours, or can like or dislike somebody or something that you dislike or like respectively, and that is not an attack on you, then you're not mature enough to watch any of the videos I have posted or I am going to post. So please move on with your life and let's jump into the video. Singles Inferno is a dating show for straight couples in Korea, which is globally popular. And currently, its season 5 is getting aired. 2 more episodes are to be released when I'm making this video. But this season has become one of the most popular amongst all the 5 seasons because there is a definite villain in this show, in this season. And her name is Che Minasu. I decided to watch the show because of her, specifically because I saw an edit of Che Minasu as the villain, whereas Minji, another contestant in the same show, as the hero. Since I do not like forming opinions based off of what other people are thinking, I wanted to watch the show myself. Up until 3rd episode, everything seemed fine. But in the 4th episode, Che Minasu acted very inconsiderate. And it kept on going. She kept on stepping on other people's toes. She kept on being inconsiderate towards not just the female contestants, but also the men who showed interest in her. Now, one thing that viewers are not considering is that most of the reality shows have very little reality in them. And the reason why I think that season 5 may be scripted is the fact that 3 of the female contestants, Hee-sun, Go-yoon, and Minasu, have participated in a pageant. Now, a counter argument for this situation can be that they are not allowed to talk about their jobs in Inferno, but that is not a valid argument because Song Ji-ya knew another contestant in season 1 and she revealed that she knows him from work and that was okay. So I don't think it would have been a problem if these 3 female contestants mentioned that they knew each other from work, even when they were in Inferno. Also, an actor called Egon, who is also a participant in this show, has been to another Korean dating show beforehand and he has left there with a female participant whom he has dated afterwards in real life. So that means if that is true, that he is already in a relationship. So what is he doing in a dating show for singles? You might say that, okay, the producers maybe didn't know. One thing that you need to know about Asian countries, including Korea, is that we care too much about international and national standing of ours. So if a Korean show has decided to associate itself with a particular person, then that means that they have already done their thorough research on this person before they let him participate here. That means that either he's cheating on his partner or he's single. The presence of Egon in this season shows that the show is not as straightforward as it claims to be. It is not as spontaneous as you may think. Because why is there a double date between Minasu and Soobin when they are with different people if not to stir up drama? It is very uncomfortable for the participants, but it is very enticing for the viewers to watch. Why is this particular participant Minasu, Che Minasu, is getting hated on? To understand the show, we first have to understand the structure. The structure of Singles Inferno is that the people who come to the show, the participants, they will choose their respective interests. That is, if one contestant chooses another contestant, then that contestant also chooses them, then there is a match. And these 2 people would get to go to paradise together. And if one of the contestants, male contestant or female contestant, win a game or a match, then that contestant would get to pick one person that they would take to the paradise. Now, Paradise is a very luxurious hotel where you are allowed to ask questions that you are not allowed to ask in the island or the Inferno, like age, job, career, etc. So, Paradise is basically designed to ignite some chemistry in the couples. Remember how I said that this is one of the most popular or the most interesting seasons according to viewers? It is specifically because there is a clear distinction who the villain is in this case, and she is so unpredictable that everybody is waiting what she would do next to stir up more drama, to stir up more confusion in the feelings of other contestants. Remember how I said that there is an evil villain and there is a strong hero? In this case, in this season, that evil villain is portrayed to be Che Minasu and the strong hero is Minji. Minji is favored because she's very loyal. She chose one guy, and once she was sure about her own feelings, she did not try and hit on other men. She also didn't try to get between two people. Now, this is a dating show. The sole purpose of a dating show is to see how the singles interact with each other, and there are no rules that you have to be bound to one person. You can date multiple people at the same time and then make your decision at the end about whom you want to leave with. Now, Meena Su has changed her mind multiple times and has been very inconsiderate about other people's feelings, not just the female contestants, also the male contestants. For example, there was this one game in fourth episode of this season which basically started this whole Che Meena Su villain idea perception in other people's minds. In fourth episode, there was a game where the participants are supposed to say whom they are interested in. And in that game, Minasu first chose Subin. Subin and Minasu went to Paradise together and they were interested in each other. And Minji and Sung Il went to Paradise together and they were interested in each other too. But Sung Il, from the very beginning, was interested in two people. One is Minji and the other is Minasu. Minasu, when she first came, she was interested in Sungil. But once she got to see that Sungil is interested in Minji, she did not say anything and she was now interested in Subin. Sungil, during the game, said that he is still interested in Minasu. And that made Minasu change her mind. And then she said that now she is most interested in Sungil instead of Subin. That was kind of inconsiderate for Subin. I mean, she can be interested in other people, but the way she acted afterwards, trying to make Subin feel bad about the fact that he is interested in his son as well, but he is also a contestant. So if you get to be interested in other people, he gets to be interested in other people too. Now, Subin obviously gets very uncomfortable because of this conversation between him and Minasu, and everything just started spiraling from that moment on. So she is still interested in Subin and she understands that she cannot control Subin anymore, and she starts showing interest in Sungil. And Minji, she has this alpha vibe around her, and Minasu says that she is scared of Minji. Then why are you twirling when you are going to talk to Songil? And I understand that all these things that she has done one after another makes her look like the most inconsiderate person. Like even in the recent episodes, she's saying, I feel like all of my boys are getting snatched from me or being stolen from me. The statement in itself is problematic. What do you mean by all of my boys? You are there to choose one person at the end of the show. So they have to also explore their choices. You want them to be hung up on you while you explore all these options. That is not very considerate. That is not very healthy. Also, she tried to badmouth other female contestants behind their back, saying, okay, I tried to talk to them, but they were not talking to me. They left me and stuff like that, basically to portray them in a negative light. And all of these things that she has done, she deserves criticism for. But here's the thing. Che Minasu has participated in multiple pageants. She has been in front of the camera. What are the chances that a person who is experienced with camera and has participated in pageants, so you need to maintain a positive image in front of the camera when you are a pageant participant, what are the chances that she would act so recklessly when she knows that there are cameras recording her every action? That is one explanation. It could also be the fact that Che Minasu was actually real in the show and she acted that way. But there is a high chance that because she was always being surveilled by the camera, it brought out something in her. That excitement that this is a game that I'm playing, I have to be popular, because that is the sole motto of the entire show, that the participants get famous afterwards. Now, she's trying to play the game, and this game in itself is bringing out this version of her that she didn't know existed. And that is exactly what Dex, one of the previous contestants in other season, has said. Once you are in the Inferno, once you are in the island, it may bring out a version of you that you can't even recognize. So Minasu may see herself in the show and she might be shocked or surprised that this is not at all who she is. Then why is she acting that way? Considering the fact that this can be scripted, there is a high chance that Minasu deliberately showed up as a villain, deliberately did all of those things so that the show can get popular, which was probably the producer's instructions, and she can also get famous so that afterwards, whatever projects she is in, she can attract more and more viewers because of this show. And it is so far working because she is, although one of the most hated contestants, she's also one of the most popular contestants in the show, if not the most popular. And the fact that she's making the show interesting is what the producers are after, because in today's world, attention is money. Now, coming to the most important point. Do I think that she deserves the criticism? Definitely. And I think she deserved to be called out. She deserved to be called out, but it has to be Minji. I know a lot of people are saying that Minji was rude, and I do think that she was rude, but I also do think that that had to come from Minji, not any other contestant, because Sungil tried to show her the mirror and tell her that, you know what, this is what you're doing. You're being inconsiderate about other people and you need to see what you're doing. And that didn't affect her at all. Instead, she got mad that he's trying to tell her what to do. And I completely see from where she's coming from, because when you are a girl, you are from a very young age told that you cannot do this, you have to do this, basically telling the girl what to do, what not to do. And when that is coming from a man, you are not seeing this objectively. You are not seeing this clearly, that that man is not trying to control you. Rather, he's just trying to tell you this thing that you're doing. He probably would have done the same thing to another man. But when Minji did that, because Minasu is somewhat scared of her, or I don't know whether she respects her or whatever it is, but Minasu, takes Minji seriously. So whatever Minji said, even though it was rude, it did strike her. It did strike Minasu. If the show is real, Minasu is not incapable of redemption, because after this conversation, after she is in tears and she has cried because this person has said that you do not know yourself and you keep changing your mind, and that is like a question on your character. When that came from Minji, she started crying, but also she started analyzing what she has done in the past, and she went and apologized to Subin. And I think Subin also needed that to completely let this go. And I think it worked out well for both of them. Minasu seeing what she has been doing and Subin getting that apology, I think both of them were very, very important in that point of time. Coming to the viewers, I have seen a lot of people criticizing her, but I've also seen a lot of people hating on her. Do I think she deserves the criticism? Definitely. But do I think that she deserves this amount of hate, overwhelming hate? No. A lot of people will say, but she was acting like a pygmy, she was inconsiderate of other people. What do you expect? Here is the thing. Criticizing somebody for being inconsiderate, for being a pygmy, for being annoying is one thing, but why are you going on finding the account of a contestant of a reality show that you don't even know whether it is real or not, and you don't even know the participant personally? So she might, even if it is real, she might not even be the person that we saw in that show, like Dex said. Now you're going in her Instagram profile and deliberately posting hate comments under all of her pictures. Why do you think that that is healthy behavior? Why do you think that is acceptable behavior? Every time we have lost a person from entertainment industry, because of overwhelming amount of hate. All of the people have said this, that we should have done something. We should have stopped the hate. They didn't deserve that much hate. We should have done something. We should have been more considerate. We should have been more empathetic. But when it is happening in real time, nobody does that. And even more so when it is happening to a woman. And I am not a person who sees everything from a men versus women lens, but sometimes you have to see things very clearly, because why is some men not getting any criticism? And he has been inconsiderate, he has been insecure, he has been possessive, obsessive over Goyun. And obviously, if he is all of those things, he is toxic. He doesn't consider her to be a separate individual. He's just seeing her as possession. He's not letting her rest after she has come back from paradise and she's probably tired. She's even telling him, do we have to do this right now? And he snatches her away because he's so insecure that he cannot fathom the idea that she would spend some time with other guys, because what if something happens? That is the whole point of the show, that you choose the best person for yourself. And in order to choose the best person for yourself, you have to talk to multiple people, because that's the singles inferno is. And I know there would be an argument like, but Goyun likes him, Goyun is enabling him, and the guys don't like Minasu, the guys aren't enabling Minasu. Then if Minasu's behavior is Minasu's fault, then why is Songmin's behavior Goyun's fault? Isn't that misogynistic? Again, I need to clarify that I am not saying that she doesn't deserve the criticism. Why are you twirling in front of Minji? Why are you saying bad things about other female participants? But at the same time, do I think she deserves the hate? No. If you remember correctly, Jin Kyung, another one of the major panelists on Singles Inferno, she mentioned that the crew members, the team of Singles Inferno, during their lunch break, they call them and say, you were too harsh about this participant. You were too harsh about the situation. You need to tone it down a little, because they know that this affects the mental health of the participants. As if you are this passionate about hating on somebody on the internet that you do not even know personally, who is participating in a show you probably don't even know whether it is real or not. If you have that much passion, then why aren't we directing it towards the things that actually matter? How is being a pygmy a bigger sin than hurting children, women, animals, nature? How? Because if enough of us who are angry about these things got angry about the things that can actually increase the quality of life of all of us together, we could actually make a change. So all I am saying is criticize the bad behavior of people, be it in real life, be it a character on the show or something, but just that behavior. So just enjoy the show. Let's not contribute to somebody's bad mental health. There are already enough things doing that for them, I am sure. But it doesn't matter whether it is scripted or not, because this participant is getting hate regardless. And if you think that I am just exaggerating, the hate is not that bad, she has not posted anything in a few months. I know she is trained to deal with the hate, but if, God forbid, something bad ends up happening, a lot of people will come on and say there were signs, and these are probably the signs. He has not posted anything in months, although she posts at least 2 to 3 things every single month. I do not know Minazu personally, so I'm not saying that she's a good person in real life and she's just acting out of character because she's in this show and a lot of people are watching her, or she's just acting out of character because the Inferno does that to you, or she's just playing a character because the producers asked her to, or to just make the show more interesting. I'm not saying any of those things. I do not know her personally to say with 100% surety that that's what's happening. But here's the thing. Nobody needs to be perfect in order for them to not be hated on. We all have flaws and we all act out of character and we all make mistakes. But if our entire existence gets judged just based on that, because that got televised and a lot of people watched that and a lot of people judged us, but when we in real life do that, we do not judge ourselves, or when our loved ones do that, we do not judge them because we know that their entire character. So that one thing is not their entire character. And even if tomorrow she turns out to be one of the worst people imaginable. I would rather risk being wrong about somebody than being the reason or contributing to the reason why somebody doesn't want to be here anymore. The hate might not seem like much right now, but remember that every time we have lost somebody from the entertainment industry, a public figure, because of hate, everybody has always said that there were signs. Everybody goes through the things that has happened beforehand and they say things like, we should have stopped it. She did not deserve that much hate. But when it happens in real life, we do not take the initiative to do anything. And by the time we realize all of that, it is already late. Right now, it is happening in real time, and we are presented with an opportunity, and we can choose to not repeat the history. And I am choosing not to repeat the history. Even if that makes me look like I am siding with her, I would rather risk doing that and risk being hated on online for trying to tell people not to hate on somebody. Criticize her all you want, but do not hate her because you do not know her entire self. So you do not know whether that is just a part of her character, she's actually a good person in real life, or she's just acting out, or she's just playing a character that is not even real just to make the show interesting. But would you really risk being the reason or contributing to the reason why somebody feels so bad about themselves that they would rather not be in this world anymore than to face you? Do you really want to be the reason for that? That's all I'm asking you to consider. Let's just not get too attached and too involved with something on the internet which may or may not be scripted. Anything that you see on the internet can be manipulated and probably is. So question everything. Think for yourself. Is this really true? Is this what I want to trust? Am I being influenced by other things? So, yeah, that's for today. And if you have any opinions that are different than me or are aligning with me, you are more than welcome to let me know. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.